It was late one evening when I returned home early from work. I'd finished a last-minute project and decided to surprise my wife, Anna, with a quiet night in. I imagined her smile, the hug I'd get when she saw me, maybe a glass of wine waiting for us. I parked in front of our house and noticed lights on in the living room. Strange, she usually left the curtains drawn at night. Curiosity and unease crept over me as I approached. Through the glass, I saw her. She wasn't alone. A man I didn't recognize sat close to her on the couch. They were laughing, touching, whispering. My heart sank, my stomach twisted. I didn't move. I didn't shout. I didn't make a scene. I just watched, frozen, as the image of my marriage shattered before my eyes. She looked radiant, carefree, completely unaware that I was seeing everything. And the way he looked at her, like she was the only person in the world, made my chest tighten with both anger and sorrow. I drove away, feeling like the ground had been pulled from under me. I needed space, a plan, and a calm head before I reacted. By the time I got home later, I still hadn't spoken to her. My phone buzzed with a message. Can't wait to see you tonight, babe. I ignored it, letting the weight of what I saw settle in silence. That night, I barely slept. Images of her with him haunted me. I went over every conversation, every trip, every unusual behavior I'd noticed and dismissed. The truth hit me with merciless clarity. Morning came, and I returned home, not to confront her immediately, but to assess. That's when it happened. She was on the couch, crying, completely broken. I had expected defiance, excuses, even anger. Instead, she was raw, vulnerable, and terrified. I sat quietly, letting her emotions unfold. Anna, what happened? I asked softly. Through sobs, she confessed. The man I had seen wasn't who I thought. He was a coworker, yes, but she admitted there had been more months of hidden conversations, late-night dinners, lies she hadn't expected to grow into obsession. I said nothing, letting her words fill the room, letting her understand that her betrayal had consequences without me having to yell, scream, or punish. By mid-morning, she was exhausted, physically and emotionally drained. The realization of what she had done, and the shame of being caught in her own web, overwhelmed her completely. I watched her crumble, not out of cruelty, but because the truth needed to hit harder than any argument I could have staged. Her breakdown shocked me, not because of the drama, but because it was the first time I truly saw her human, fallible, and alone. We didn't speak much that day. She avoided my eyes, and I maintained my quiet distance, letting her face the reality she had created. By evening, she had calmed slightly, but the fear in her eyes remained. The fear that I would never trust her again, that I might leave her for good. I realized then that silence can be louder than words. My decision to say nothing had made her confront herself in a way confrontation never could. Later that week, we had our first serious conversation. She apologized repeatedly, but I made it clear that forgiveness isn't automatic. Trust must be rebuilt, brick by brick, if at all. For the first time in our marriage, she saw that actions, not words, define relationships. Her secrets had consequences, and they had changed us both. Months later, we decided on therapy, on communication, on transparency. She worked hard to earn back what she had risked losing forever. That night when I saw her with another man, I didn't react. But by morning, the reality of her choices had done what my anger never could. It forced a reckoning, a heartbreak, and ultimately, a chance for change. Sometimes silence is the most powerful response. Sometimes heartbreak teaches lessons that words can't. And sometimes, witnessing the collapse of someone's own deception is both devastating and illuminating. By watching her break down, I realized that betrayal leaves scars, not just on the betrayed, but on the betrayer too. I chose to remain calm that night, and that choice shaped everything that followed. Do you want me to do that version too?